Hey, what's up guys? This is Mr. B. Today we're going to be making a figure sculpture out of aluminum foil. This tutorial is going to be in 3 segments, starting with making a foil armature. Alright, an armature is a support structure for a sculpture. Just like our skeletons in our bodies, it holds the weight of the material that we are going to be adding, and in this case, it's going to be more foil. Okay, so the first step is to roll out 3 sheets of foil. Okay, I've got my yardstick taped down to my desk, so we're going to roll out 3 sheets at about 18-inch length. And don't worry about being accurate here, just approximately 18 inches. That one got a little long. All right, once we have that, then we're going to roll these into snakes. And then we're going to compact these into strong, sturdy things to hold that weight of the body that we talked about. And one. And that's good for now. We can come back and we can tighten this up later, but okay. So now we're going to be making a figure that's going to be on a 12-inch scale. All right, and I want to show you guys something. This is an anatomy model that we use to get accurate proportion of the body and also to see the muscle structure and the details. Okay, if you notice, this guy is 12 inches in length. All right, and check this out. If you measure from the top of the head to the bottom of the lower torso, and then you go down to the lower half, that is the same length as the legs and the feet. Okay. Also, if you take a look at the arms and hands, they come down to about the middle of the upper thigh here. So this is the model that we're going to base our armature on. All right, so I'm going to slide this over here. I'm going to grab my first piece, and with this first piece, I'm going to start by just rolling it up here to form a head. You know, something like this, not too big of a head. We don't want this guy to think too much of himself. And then we're going to lay this down on our measure, and we're going to come down to 6 inches. That's going to be our upper body. We're going to bend out to the hip and then bend down for the leg. And then at 12 inches, we're going to bend up to the foot about 1 inch and then bend down. This extra part is going to be used to help secure this to the base. All right. Okay. Now we're going to do the second leg. So this time we're going to start from the bottom. So we're going to start with our extra piece. We're going to bend down to the foot about 1 inch. We're going to bend up to the leg 6 inches, and I'm just using this first one as a model because I want these to be symmetrical. And then we're gonna kind of put it out here and then bend over for our hips and then up. All right, now depending on how wide you want this, you know, that's gonna you're gonna want to put your hip here accordingly. So that's looking a little wide, so we can lengthen the legs a tad. I know this is going to change the proportion of the body a little bit, but I think it's going to be worth it. And now that looks about right. And then this extra part we're going to wrap around the body to secure, but also to beef up that part of the torso a little bit too. Okay, so there it is. Now we just take our second length Again, we're using our anatomy model as the guide here, but you guys could also just use your yardstick or ruler. We're going to start with the hand. So like the head, we can get some extra and we can bend this around, because in most cases your people are going to be grabbing something. Laying that down to the middle of the upper thigh, coming up to the body, and then at the shoulder we're going to bend over here to the body. Now we don't want it too wide, and then we're going to take this and we're going to wrap it around to secure. Something like that. Now, if you guys are finding that it's hard to attach this stuff, you could use a tool like needle nose pliers, or just some regular pliers to be able to crimp this, to tighten it and compact it so that it stays together for you. Okay. And then this is going to come out again for your shoulder length, down your body to the upper thigh, and we're going to measure this off with our first hand, leaving some extra to wrap around for the fingers, so something like that. Okay, you can save this for later, you might use that. And then bending around for the hand. All right, there it is. Now let's check this out. Let's make sure it's symmetrical. Make sure these shoulders are coming off at the same place, roughly. Hands are the same length. Neck is a little long, so we can roll this down a little more to compensate for that. And there we go. All right, there is our armature for our foil sculptures. Okay, so now that we have this, we can, let me fix this, that's bugging me. Now we have this, we can think about some kinds of accessories that we want to add to this, okay? So by accessories, I mean we could make things like a baseball bat for this person to be holding, okay? We could do a bow and arrow. We could do a surfboard, like my original sculpture in the beginning. Or we can get really wild and creative and do something like a dog on a leash. Yeah, looks like that leash is a little short there, but you guys get the idea. All right, so play with that, have fun. The next step after this is to attach this armature to a base. So we can pull out anything, like this is just a piece of some plastic that I got out of the recycle bin, but you could use things like blocks of wood, cardboard, small little cardboard boxes. I mean, anything will work really. And you're gonna put this on your base. Sorry, I know this angle is a little weird, but I'll tip it down to show you in a second. You don't want your feet to be completely parallel. That's a little static of a pose. You want to probably stagger the feet a little bit. So something like that. I'm going to get some tape here. Hang on a second. I got to put this down. I'm going to get like a couple pieces of tape here ripped off. Maybe 4, 2 for each. And then I'm going to put this on the base. So go something like that. And then that extra piece, I mean, maybe we didn't need that, but it's kind of cool to just have as extra support. Okay, and then this foot's going to be a little staggered. Actually, maybe let's go back. So he's walking, bend the legs, right? He's walking, this foot's in front, this foot's behind, something like that. Again, maybe that extra piece we didn't need, but anyway, there we go. So there's my guy. I'm going to hold off putting the surfboard on until later, because the next step is going to be to add the muscle mass and the details. And that's coming in our second segment, which is going to be articulating. That's bending into an action pose, adding muscle mass and details to the aluminum sculpture that you guys are going to be creating. All right? That's it for now, guys. It's Mr. B signing off. Stay safe and stay creative.